This video is going to get you started with a calendar in Outlook 2010. One of the first things that I like to do is open up my calendar in a separate window. So I right-click on here and open in a new window. Then my calendar and my inbox or my email or contacts or whatever is open separately. So to me, this is really helpful. Okay, when I look at this calendar, I have a choice of how I want to look at this. I can look at it by the work week, by the week, which is going to include the weekend, by the month, and even schedule view. So I'm going to look at it by the work week. What I see is I have a lot of different appointments on for this particular week. And some are color-coded differently. And to add an item on here, yes, I could go to new appointment, but to me it's a lot easier to double-click on the time where I actually want it. So if I wanted an appointment here, I could double-click here and I would add my appointment. The location, and if I needed to change the date, the time, an all-day event will display like these here that say Tom Gone. It doesn't put it on the calendar as a nice neat block, so I sometimes just put 8 to 5 or however long it is because I actually like the block better. Sometimes I miss this unless I put it in a separate color up at the top. Now I have some other choices up here. For example, if this is a recurring appointment, I can have it recurring daily, weekly, monthly, yearly. So if this is something that's going to happen every day, and it's going to happen for 5 days in a row, I can put that here. I can also say repeat it until a certain day, like June 1st or the end of the school year. If every day I have my prep period, 4th period, I could mark that in here and have it end on the last day of school. If it's something monthly, I can do that every second Monday of the month, and then end after 10 occurrences or again by the end date of school. So then it will put it on the calendar. If I update the meeting, I will have a choice to update every one of the meetings or just update that individual meeting. A couple other things that are really handy. Do you want to show yourself as free? Like if I'm going to just have some office hours and people could book me, but I'm blocking out some time to do something, I might want that to show as free, but it will be a reminder on my calendar that I needed to do something that day. I can say busy, tentative, or out of office. Most people choose busy if they have an appointment. You can set a reminder for you, however long you need. So if I need to prepare some documents for the appointment, I'll set it maybe at 2 days or maybe even a week in advance. Then when that reminder pops up, I'll snooze the reminder until 15 minutes ahead of the real appointment. So then I kind of have two different timers. One a few days ahead of time, and then again right before the appointment I'll get a reminder. I can categorize this and give it different colors. Notice that I have one that I have set, so I can go to categories and create my own categories or change these categories to a different color if I want. I can also go to the scheduling assistant and invite attendees. I like the scheduling assistant. This will also invite people. And if I know the person's first and last name, I can just type it in here. And it will show me that person's calendar. Or if I don't know, I can add attendees right here. And so this scheduling assistant actually saves me a step of adding them and then looking at the scheduling assistant. So if I wanted to schedule somebody else and find more, and maybe I needed with Euchre, and I put them on, I see all of these people here, and I see if they are free or busy during the time when I had scheduled this appointment. I can see right now that this individual would not be able to make my appointment. I can look over here to my appointment calendar and see when there might be a better day. So if something is in white, then all the people that I have invited have some free time on that day. If it's light blue, then a few people do, and if it's dark blue, most people do not have any time. So the only time right here in September that all the people would have free would be on the 30th. And then I could take a look at what times they have free. And I could pick a different time for my appointment. There are some suggested times down here too that will show me when most people are free. Okay, so once I'm done with that on the calendar, I would then send this to them, and they would get an invite in their email box. But it's really handy to check to see if people are free or not, because if you invite people to a meeting when nobody can make it, you're going to get frustrated, and so will they. So it's just kind of a handy little thing. I'm going to go ahead and close out of this. And that's the basics for making an event. If I needed to change a current event, I could double click on this and just make changes here. I could add an agenda, for example, and everybody who's invited would get a copy of this agenda when I saved and closed it. Notice that I can also insert things. I can insert an attachment or something out of my Outlook or a business card signature. I can add pictures and clip art and all different kinds of things, but probably attachment is really handy if you're having a meeting and you have some handouts to give to people. Then everybody has that right on their calendar for future reference. Once people have been invited to your calendar, then let's track and see who's coming. So I'm going to come here and double click on this meeting. You'll see a lot of people have invited. I'm going to go on to, I can go to the scheduling assistant if I want to see the individual names, and then underneath tracking, it will tell me what response they've given me, if they have accepted, rejected, or are tentatively coming to my meeting. Those are the basics, really, of setting up an appointment and inviting people and changing some things within the appointment.